Well, it's official. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will not go 17-0 this season. Unfortunate. Thought they might have had a chance this year. No, not quite gonna happen. Offense was not great in this one. The defense, I'm gonna cut a little bit of slack to because while I still would have liked to see the defensive line play better, the secondary was very banged up. So at least that part I'm going to, defend a little bit. Had to put a lot more resources into the running game, which opened up a secondary, or had to put more resources into the secondary, which opened up the running game. It was just a tough situation there, kind of understandable. Offense, though, I think we would have liked to see play better. And Philadelphia's defense is very good. You definitely have to give them credit. So I'm going to give them a lot of credit, but also give some blame towards Tampa Bay. Things they could have done. They beat themselves just as much as Philadelphia beat them. So yeah, let's just get into it. Let's start off with this play. Maybe a bit of an odd play to start off with, you would think, but I actually think this is the kind of a good example of what really went wrong a lot of times for Tampa Bay when things went wrong, which is it's cover 2 zone, and this is the coverage Tampa Bay has struggled with over the years. In the entire Tom Brady era, teams that played a lot of cover 2 zone typically perform pretty well against Tampa Bay. And a big part of it is Tampa Bay not the best running football team. Usually, this is very weak against the run, but you don't have to really worry about that against them. Mayfield's going to take the snap. This play is a bit of an interesting one because, he looks towards his right and then eventually goes underneath. Mike Evans actually got wide open on this play. Now, can't really blame Mayfield. He ended up, his read was towards the other side of the field. I don't expect you to be able to see everyone at once, but definitely a tough break. If Mayfield happened to be looking towards the left, there was an opening. There were opportunities that Mayfield missed in this game, for sure. But I also think the bigger picture, and the reason why I included this play, is largely due to the fact that, this is what the Eagles do. They force you to throw underneath. And they kind of, for Mayfield, it almost became like, well, yeah, I got to throw underneath here. He does that, and you're actually going to see a really good play from Carter to knock the football out. Good job by Philadelphia, right? They take advantage of your mistakes. They force you to have to run these really long drives, and it's just really difficult to do that against a team that can get these kind of takeaways. Something like this definitely happened far too many times, where what you're going to see on this play is, so ball's getting snapped right here. Mayfield takes a snap. He's going to look down the field. We're 2.5 seconds into the play at this point. This is right around when you need to be getting rid of the football. Pressure's coming right here. Pressure was coming pretty quickly in this game, but also the ball wasn't getting out quickly enough on some of these plays as well. Because now Mayfield kind of is forced to really, he gets sacked right there. And that's what kept happening, was pressure was coming quickly, even up the middle, but also you can beat pressure by getting rid of the football quickly, which they weren't always able to do. The interception towards the end of the first half, Mayfield's first interception of the season, was an error by Mayfield. It was, what's going to happen is, it's actually, on paper, the route is the one you should look towards. It's cover 2 zone. How do you beat cover 2 zone? Well, you can run routes like this, right? Watch as when Mayfield takes the snap, he, kind of fakes a handoff there, and Chris Godwin is open. But the reality is, Mayfield really should be making this throw right now if this is where he wants to go. It took him a second to get over there. His first read was towards his left. So again, kind of some unfortunate, just looking the wrong way on specific plays. Not like in a bad way, but just, on that earlier play, if he happened to be looking towards his left, they would have had a big play on this one. If he happened to be looking towards his right, he could have gotten rid of that football quicker. But still, I would say there is enough time to get over and make this throw. He could have made this throw kind of right now as I'm pausing it. At the end of the day, makes it a bit too late. Also, again, a great defensive play. When you're playing Philadelphia, you kind of have to be perfect on these plays. So I would say it was an error, not quite getting over there quick enough to make that play and get rid of the football. But it was only a split second too late. That's all Philadelphia needs. And also something like this. This was a weird thing that happened because this happened a couple of times where, okay, Mike Evans has a one-on-one matchup. There are 2 safeties deep, but maybe towards the sideline, you could still have a good opportunity. 3rd down and 9 here. Baker takes the snap. Don't turn the ball over. Be safe. Only throw it if someone's wide open. Mike Evans is wide open. It's crazy that he got this open given the circumstances right here. And so, okay, a chance to get a completion. But this ball is just hung in the air way too long, which also could have been a bit further towards the sideline, which turned what could have easily been a touchdown into an incompletion. So again, just some little details that, again, good job by Philadelphia for coming back and being able to make that play. Like I said, you have to have the timing just down against a good defense like this, and on these plays they didn't. The safety I thought was, quite frankly, I didn't love this decision here. I think the play calling for Tampa Bay has been pretty good through 3 weeks, but I just didn't love. I've never been a huge fan of just kind of a obvious running play in this spot. I think more often than not, something goes wrong. At the end of the day, you think, it's very rare for a sack to happen. Throwing the football is the safer option. Obviously, you could turn the ball over. That's the danger, but that can happen anywhere. I think, I've always been more of a fan of passing it, or at least, if you're going to run it, don't make it so obvious that you're running it. I mean, literally, everyone knows this is a rush right here. And as you see, it doesn't work out. And again, against Philadelphia's defense, who's really just, might have the best trenches in football, offensively and defensively. To me, this was an error by Tampa Bay. I did not love this decision. Again, is it a bit second guessing because it didn't work out? Sure. More often than not, this does work out in terms of at least not being a negative. But I feel like the odds of something really good happening tend to be pretty slim, and the odds of something really bad happening are higher than that. So just, I didn't love that decision, and it did end up putting an extra couple points on the board for Philadelphia, and just getting rid of a drive when you desperately need drives at this point, down 3 scores late in the third quarter. Going over here, they were finally able to start to get something going, largely due to just consistently throwing the ball to Mike Evans. You see Mike Evans, he's going to essentially just have a one-on-one matchup here on the outside. Watch as Mayfield takes the snap. He looks in that direction. He fires in that direction. Mike Evans here, not really that open, but again, just put the ball in his area. I know he's had some drops. It still is really the best strategy for Baker, the best strategy for Tampa Bay in a game like this. I always think back to the Rams playoff loss where they were getting crushed. Evans went up to Brady and kind of said, at this point, why don't we just put one up, throw one up? That's what obviously happened, and they got a big touchdown that allowed them to eventually tie that football game. Kind of the same mindset here by Baker. Mike Evans with an insane catch to make up for some of the drops earlier. Just an incredible play by him. So if you were concerned at all about some of the drops earlier, no. Mike Evans is still definitely good at football. Eventually had the touchdown a little bit later as well. At the end of the day, though, this was too little too late. Against a team like Philadelphia, got to be doing this earlier. They were not quite able to get it done, unfortunately. So, credit to the Eagles. They are they were the better team in this one. They deserved to win. I didn't think either team played their best game of football. I think if Tampa Bay did play their best game of football, I think that this could have been a very different outcome potentially. But at least a closer game for sure. Who knows what happens if that happens, but can't beat a team that's a Super Bowl contender if you are just a playoff team and you're not playing like a playoff team. That's how these blowouts can happen. I'm not overly concerned though. They got to get healthy, and they just got to get Mike Evans the ball more in the future, which I think they will. Big game against New Orleans. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.